And we're back playing more KotOR 1, and we're gonna start off with a ton of dialogue and talking. Woohoo! We're gonna listen to more war stories by Canderous because they're always entertaining.
I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before me had mastered the power of our basilisk war droids as quickly as I had, except Mandalore himself, of course. In those days, we were sweeping across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements.
What was your story?
I remember it well, orbiting high above a placid world, its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle.
I don't think Mandalorians got afraid.
Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below.
You dropped from orbit riding a droid.
The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment of my life.
I want a basilisk war droid.
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now. We can't go on fighting the way we did. There are too few of us left now. But I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I've satisfied your curiosity for now. Is there something else?
Let's see, can we get another story out of him?
What do you want?
Yes!
You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted?
Stories are great.
I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
What do you mean?
If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically...
Oh, this is a sweet reference, I believe.
It's about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover. But that was a mistake.
What happened?
The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on the side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other, just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it, something inactive in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that.
An asteroid?
Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed.
A ship!
We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts. Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance.
That,
is there something else you want to know?
is the Yuzhong Vong. from the old Legends content.
Yeah, what do you...
I think that... Oh, he's got another story. I think that's referring to.
I don't have as many strange
Because a lot of their
stories like the last
ships
one
are like
but
rocky,
I do have a couple about me
living
and the stuff
ships.
I've done. In one battle above the world of Althir, my unit managed to defeat a force of Althiri 10 times our own size. That battle gained me command of an entire subsect of my clan.
Tell me the story.
For 5 days, they had managed to hold off our forces, keeping us to the outer rings of their world, preventing us from attacking it directly. My task was to assault one of their flanks with a false attack. The Althiri would be drawn out by the units I had sent in. Once they had surrounded those units, the bulk of my forces would attack from the rear and defeat them in detail.
Let me guess. You won.
Things didn't go as I had planned. I saw an opening, a mistake they had made in the disposition of their forces, and took it. While fending off our main force, they had let their fleet split in two. The center of their entire fleet was left exposed. I turned my forces and assaulted the center of their fleet, decimating them.
You're a great warrior,
Their
Canderous.
slow, ponderous ship could not turn to face us without being overwhelmed. The command vessels were destroyed in seconds. Their ranks were thrown into chaos. It was amusing to watch the surviving ships scatter and flee. Several even tried to dive through the plane of the rings to escape us. They were shredded by the rings, or crashed into rocks, or were destroyed by our forces as we pursued them. Warriors do not flee from a battle if they are losing. They fight to the end, as we did against your Jedi Revan. Another time, maybe, I'll tell you about how the war with the Republic went. For now, let's just get on with things. Is there some...
Can we get another story? No, okay. I was gonna say, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm done listening. I think there's like... I don't think there's anything in these, right? Yeah, these are all empty. There's this, though, which without a proper code, you can't open it.
Didn't work.
Yeah. And of course, we don't know Davik's codes, so we'll never be able to get in there. We'll talk to Giovanni.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before in the Grove. It was wrong of me.
Damn right, apologize. Nah, you thought the dark side would consume you.
I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes, and in my own.
Do not worry, I forgive you.
Thank you. It is most reassuring to know that you can forgive me, even though I tried to take your life. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed. How may I...
What if we could talk?
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
How'd you come to be a
How
Jedi?
I came to be a Jedi. I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear?
Yes, continue.
It goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often, especially where I lived.
Where'd you live?
Behind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth, defenders of justice, heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children.
Did you meet a Jedi?
Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored.
Enamored?
They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference, as the Jedi were. The foolish delusions of a child. But this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it, or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Perhaps I may yet live to see that dream of mine come true. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not waste time talking. Action is what is needed.
I agree, but also you probably want to talk again, don't you? Yeah.
What is it you would...
You doing alright?
I thank you for your concern, but I am still a bit shaken.
What's wrong?
I have been thinking about myself, about KotOR, and about my fall to the dark side. I keep thinking that it was my anger that drove me that far, that nearly damned me. I look inside myself now and I can still see it. I still feel it.
Perhaps you just need time.
Do me good. Time to distance myself from that anger. I think that is why the council agreed to send me with you. They think, perhaps, that in your company, I will be able to free myself from it.
If I see you begin to slip back, I will intervene.
Thank you for your concern and your acceptance. I will strive to prove that I am worthy of your company and trust. How may I...
Oh, God. Oh, thank God. I was gonna say, I'm tired of talking to her. Her stories are basically all she's just struggling with the dark side.
Yes, what's
Talk with Karth?
Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop.
I don't understand.
Left out of the loop, you know, not being told anything, strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange?
Just
I'd be more
Bastila.
than happy to, but she's as closed-mouthed as the rest of the council. I'm hoping you'll be the one to enlighten me. I may not know much about the Jedi, but I do know they aren't famous for taking on old Padawans and sending them on dangerous assignments. A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason. No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted or that I want to go. It's just... Damn it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again.
I'm not gonna betray you. I'm not Saul.
Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing. Yes, what's up?
How can I help? No, not bothering me. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us. I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question.
I think you're interested more than just the bond between us.
I'm a Jedi. Such feelings, such attractions are, well, they're beneath me, quite frankly. I admit I find you intriguing. I find your command of the Force intriguing, but my interest in you is purely academic. Surely you can understand why. Our fates are strongly connected. So connected that a literal bond has been forged between us. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship.
Our relationship?
I was referring to the bond we share. The one the Jedi Council spoke of. If I was actually interested in you, rest assured I could come up with a much better approach than this.
Guess I touched a nerve there, huh?
Touched a nerve? No. Getting on my nerves, most definitely. I suppose this is what you men consider being witty.
Witty?
Are you going to answer my questions, or would you rather just keep annoying me?
I'll answer the
Don't worry,
questions.
Simple questions, nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have?
I was a scout.
Good. On which planet were you born?
Dorelia.
Excellent. Your current age is?
Healthy living, you
I
know.
see you intend to be childish about this. I guess I won't get anywhere continuing our discussion right now, will I? I suppose I'll just have to speak to you again later. Hopefully you'll behave a little less like a little boy and a little more like a man.
Like a man.
I do.
Your face is all scrunched up like a little Kinrath pup.
Kinrath pup. It most certainly is not. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. My thoughts remain hidden, including whatever my feelings are for you. I mean, whatever I feel... whatever I think about you.
You're so cute when you're embarrassed.
That is you. Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. Our connection allows us to
immediately just back to normal.
We can feel some of what the other feels, and what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you.
What do you think I should do?
I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters. But I fear that won't be possible. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force.
I will try.
Here. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have
I won't do anything to hurt you.
You truly mean what you say. For now, your power could be a gift or a curse.
I'd appreciate any help you can offer.
Have the wisdom to...
Oh, so much talking. Oh, thank God we're done.
Then
Oh gosh, my bad. I clicked off again because this game doesn't run in the proper resolution. Anyways, we're gonna go to Yavin. Not one of the plans for the star map, but it's got a store. And I guess I'll let you see these cutscenes once. Although that one we get to see every time.
Lord Malak, the Star Forge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. Have you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris?
She was aided by Karth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak. He served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malak.
Yeah, right. Like somehow Calo Nord's still alive.
Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Karth escaped the planet. Apparently, they left him for dead.
A Jedi
She's so short compared to Malak. That's funny.
It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malak.
Calo has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila for a very hefty fee, of course. But I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation as a bounty hunter is well earned.
Her companions are nothing to me, Calo. But I desire the young Jedi taken alive, if at all possible.
Lord Malak, forgive me. There is something else. May we have a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers?
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Kareth.
I promise you will be very interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak.
Who are they talking about? Maybe it's overpowered Canderous with his super armor and his inability to ever die. Man, I hope you guys like talking, because that's what this episode is. Well, maybe we'll get some action in before it ends. I don't know, we'll see. Although thankfully from here we can skip a lot of dialogue, because it's not going to be... Why is there two Bastilas and Karths? We'll be able to skip a fair bit of dialogue. We won't have too much important. Oh gosh. Just leave me alone. Something's not right. What do you mean? There's someone eating our supplies. We'll deal with that later. I don't have the energy right now. Not gonna take anyone with me. Doesn't matter. We're not gonna be doing much here. This is just a store. Each panel makes a different noise when you use it. Oh, who's that? That's Davik's ship, isn't it? Yeah, I'm new. Very new. Don't sound like a Trandoshan. You don't want a Davik's? What do you want? I'm trying to save the galaxy from the Sith. What are you doing here? It's getting awkward through the door. Too human. None of your business, bug eyes. I'm on a quest for the Jedi. I am their only hope. Trying to defeat Darth Malik. He's the Dark Lord of the Sith. When I acquired the Ebon Hawk, it had the coordinates to your station. What ruins? You're an inventor? Spend all your time here alone? I'd like to ask you something else. There we go. And he sells some of the best stuff in the game. It's not good now, but this store expands every time you do stuff in the game. So I'm gonna sell a bunch of crap that I don't need. Oh, that's really worth selling. Sell that, sell that. I don't think I really need any of this Mandalorian armor. Do I? No, I don't think so. And it sells for a lot, so credits are nice. Craft double blade. If we have the Usonis' brand, we don't need these. It's a crap ton of lightsabers here. And colored crystals. Blaster. We don't need a basic blaster. We don't need Selvin's blaster. The Cassis pistols are better. We'll keep Karth's for a memento. Why is the Sonic Blaster worth so much? I don't know. It's worthless. Blaster cannon we don't need. Poison grenade. This. Those worth so much here. Sell that though. We can sell that. And these melee shields. I'm not going to use them ever. The Sith shield's bad. We'll sell some of these frags we don't need. This isn't very good. So those, that, these. I'll keep the plasma lines, they're pretty good. Droid shields I don't really need. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'll keep this, though. And we're gonna buy this light exoskeleton, because it's really good. We're gonna buy this shadow armor, because it's really good. And that's it. See you, Suvam. We'll be back later. Every time you finish a planet, he will, he'll upgrade his inventory, so he has some better stuff. And it gets really good. That's where the Heart of the Guardian and Mantle of the Force crystals that we're not supposed to have, that's what he sells at the very end of the game. It's the last thing he'll sell, but Sherrick decided to be nice and give us some. So this is really good armor. So let's see what's better. 22 defense, still 22, but this gives strength and dex, as opposed to resistance to cold and fire. So the Bear Queen Shadow Armor is actually better. Looks pretty cool. We'll What's my strength at? 21. I can get a strength bonus if I use this, though, right? Yeah, we're gonna wear this so we can get the strength bonus out of it. And now we can move on to the next actual planet, even though this episode has been almost wasted just talking. And we're gonna go to Tatooine, because there's someone here that I want. I'll just skip this cutscene. This one's flying into Tatooine? No, that's just a hyperspace. That doesn't matter. Oh, that's right. We get visions every time we come to one of these planets because the Force is crazy. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. The star map is in a cave. Because that's going to be easy to find on a planet of sand and caves. And there's always a delay, and start talking.
A vision, like the one we... Tatooine is known for little but blowing...
Looks like he was in some kind of cave.
No doubt things will
be more clear. So I want to bring Bastila. I'll bring Canderous. No, I'll bring Mission, actually. At least for now.
Welcome to Anchor.
What do I get for my money? Reconsider?
That does make sense.
There we go. Actually, I need to get going. Yeah, you don't have to pay, because paying sucks.
Sure.
What?
Mission! You can wear the shadow armor. Yeah, that makes sense. You can also have some Cass's pistols. Who cares? You could use some Constitution. Master Sniper Shot. Oh, so many levels. Oh god, yeah, that's right.
Yes?
Yes?
This guy's, oh, here you go. Shipman, what are you talking about? You say Gizka? And he just runs away after putting Gizka on my ship. What a jerk. I don't want to talk to that guy. I just want to talk to this guy. What do you have for sale? Keldroma robes. Well, these are the best light side robes in the game, so I'll buy a set for Bastila. Solarine Sapith. I'll buy some of those. Opila. Brachian. I'm just gonna buy every crystal this dude's got. Usanus' dueling shields? Those are like some of the best shields, I think. I think we need this. It's 1 credit. Who cares? The Gizka poison. We can use that to get rid of the Gizka. I don't really care. Although what I really want is... Oh, wait. There's a footlocker. That's what I really want. I want to steal some stuff. It was not worth it. But hey, it's free stuff. That is upsetting. Well, we will... Yeah, we'll deal with this stuff first. What do you need? I'll help if I can.
We spent whoever...
You will.
I'll pay that in an extra 200.
700 credits. Wow. Sometimes helping people.
Thank you for helping this woman, for whatever it means.
I just gave this. So she had like this raid plate, which can only be sold by hunters. Her husband was a hunter. He died, and she had no money to get off the planet, so I just bought it from her. Then I'll sell it or something. We'll come into the Zerka office next time, because that's how we move on. So this was a boring episode of just talking, and a lot of talking. But hopefully next episode we will get into some actual action, and it'll be much more entertaining than just listening to people blab about their problems to me. Alright, you guys have any feedback, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next time. See ya!